He leverages more than 10 years of experience in staffing consulting, and he's developed numerous job search strategies that enable him to provide his clients with exceptional resumes that get results. As a trusted media source, Ozzy has been featured in Workopolis, Canadian Immigrant Magazine, and many other media outlets. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thanks, Sharon. Just give me a second while we switch over presentations here. And we're going to do a little fast forward into where we left off, which is here, resume writing. So, what I'm going to be talking to you guys about over the next 30 minutes or so in the time that we have left. I'm going to be taking you through a complete process, starting from the top of a resume, working myself down towards the end of the resume, explaining to you guys some advanced and some intermediate resume writing techniques that are going to allow you to put your best foot forward during a job search. Okay? So, we're going to start off with the professional profile section. Now, this question might seem a little off topic, but you'll understand why I'm asking it in a second. Raise your hand if you like James Bond movies. Wow, there's a lot of people that like James Bond movies. Okay, do you mind if I single you out for a second there, sir? Your name?
Kareem.
Kareem? Okay, why do you like James Bond movies?
Lots of action.
Lots of action, okay. Myself as well also too, lots of action.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful women, he says, okay. Is there any particular part of the James Bond, you said you like lots of action, right? So is there any particular part of a James Bond movie where the action is just incredible that you just enjoy so much?
The car.
The cars? Okay. For me personally, I noticed that action takes place in a James Bond movie at the beginning. Like they have that opening sequence. And it's funny because the movie can be really, really bad, but the beginning was so incredible that you have to stay in your seat and watch the whole entire thing because you are hooked right from the beginning, okay? Now, getting back to resumes, that's what we want to try to do when we write a resume, okay? So I call the professional profile section, think of it as your James Bond moment, okay? Realize that people only read resumes from an average of 15 to 30 seconds. So you've got to get them hooked. And if you get them hooked right from the beginning, right, they're going to read your complete resume, okay? So, you don't have to actually read the content that's at the top of this resume. You just got to take a look at the structure. Now, a personal profile section can be called the qualification section, as it's listed here. It's also known as a value proposition section, okay? Now, what's outdated and what you'll see a lot on resumes are people using objective statements, okay? Now there's only a couple of situations where we want to use objective statements, okay? There's 3 of them, okay? One of those situations would be if you're changing careers. You want to use it in that instance because you want to be able to actually inform the person reading your resume that yes, you may not have skill sets, you may not have experience in this area, but your objective is to gain employment within this specific sector. That would be a case where you want to use an objective statement, okay? The other 2 are if you're just entering the workforce, or if you're re-entering the workforce after an extended absence, okay? So, for example, what I see a lot out there is these 2-line objective statements, right? So, if you're a teacher, try not to do this. A normal objective section would be something along the lines of looking to gain employment within the education field so I can utilize my knowledge in teaching, training, and development. And then it would be done, right? It'll be way more impactful if you build your professional profile statement based on talking a little bit about your experience, talking a little bit about your skill set, and talking a little bit about what you've accomplished in the past. So, instead of using that objective statement that I just mentioned to you guys, this would be better, okay? An educator who excels in improving learning skills with elementary and special needs students, possesses over 10 years of experience in teaching, positive and welcoming attitude towards teaching with a dedication to aiding the development of young minds, and experience includes researching, teaching, constructing, engaging curriculum, resulting in an enhanced learning experience. Okay? So a strong statement like that is what's going to actually reel people in, allow them to know that you have success in your field, you are experienced in your field, and it's going to allow them to actually want to continue reading the rest of your resume. Okay? So don't forget, you need a James Bond moment to start your resume. Okay? Going on to the next section of your resume, core competency section. Okay? So, this section, I mean, we can call it a lot of different things too. We can call it areas of expertise, as it's listed here, core competency, or just, your average specialized skills section, right? The key to this section is that you have approximately 12 bullet points that list your key skills, okay? Now I'm going to tell you why you want to do this. This is when it becomes very, very important, because we live in this technology age, okay? A lot of resumes, as I mentioned before when we started, are being scanned by computer software systems, okay? Some of them are known as applicant tracking systems, ATS systems, okay? So what happens when you go online and you're on a company website, you see a job posting that they have in their career section, and you're going to upload your resume and you're going to apply for that job, okay? It doesn't go directly to an HR person, okay? Under some circumstances it may, right? But if it's a large size firm, the majority of them are going to be using computer scanning software, okay? Now the way this software system works is that it looks at the job posting and it looks at the qualifications that are actually listed in the job posting, okay? And the resume that gets uploaded, it actually starts scanning that resume to see if those keywords that are under the qualification section of that job posting are listed in the resume, okay? And then it's going to give it a score based on that, okay? So an HR manager will go into their office in the morning, because you do have to realize, if they put a job posting on Workopolis, they're getting over 100 resumes for a job posting. An HR manager's got more things to do with their time than just look at resumes, right? They got to worry about payroll. They got to worry about conflict management, right? They have employees that they need to train. There's a lot that goes into an HR manager job other than just looking at resumes and hiring people, okay? So they can't get through all 100 resumes. So that's why they're actually relying on these applicant tracking systems, these computer scanning software, okay? So, what will happen is an HR manager will go in there in the morning time, and they will see a name, possibly your name, and they will see a score next to your name, right? Depending upon if that computer system was able to pick up those keywords. It could be a 5 out of 10, could be a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, it could be a star system, okay? Now if you do not rank high enough, an HR manager will not open up your resume. Okay, so you need to make sure that you, under this core competency or area of expertise section as is listed here, you have to make sure you have those 12 bullet points. Okay? So, I'm going to talk a little bit about how do we now read a job posting and how do we implement a keyword strategy. And just to take a step back, resume database basically works the same way. It's what recruiters actually use when they have a membership with like an online job board. Your resume will actually get put into this big database, and recruiters will be able to access that to call you for available positions. Okay? Works the same way like kind of an applicant tracking system. Okay, so the font here is very, very small, so I don't know if you guys can read this, but this is a job posting for an administrative assistant. Okay? So some of the keywords listed in this job posting, if you can make it out towards the top, we have keywords like data entry. We have keywords like the first line reads, assist the office administrator with office duties, right? So administration is another keyword. Administration, data entry. The first line under qualification reads, knowledge of MS Office, Access, Publisher, Word, and Excel. So Microsoft Office is another requirement for this job. You want to be able also here meeting deadlines, working under pressure, working in a team environment. So those are all kind of keywords that a computer system will be looking for in your resume, and if it's not there, it won't rank high. So you want to make sure that these keywords, okay, are listed under the area of expertise section. Okay. Am I going too fast? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Yep.
Is it okay if it's like project management, but it's in one of those experiences rather than listed up there? With the you to be able to see
Here,
that?
okay, good, very good question. Okay. Based on my knowledge, right, what you want to do is you want to actually be able to scatter these keywords throughout your resume. So you want to include it in your areas of expertise section, but you also want to scatter it out throughout your professional experience section. Okay? Now, the point of actually placing these keywords towards the top of your resume, right underneath your professional profile section, is because the computer system is going to scan your resume from top to bottom. Right? If it finds these keywords earlier on in the scanning process, it's automatically going to actually score your resume high. Okay, so you want to actually establish that early on in the resume.